We were born to champion the dreamers and stand with the underdogs. Because you can only succeed if you're given the opportunity to try.
Are you crying?
Yeah, no, maybe.
Hey guys, happy summer. Welcome back to Uncut Hawaii, the podcast where we talk to Hawaii's entrepreneurs, creatives, and change makers. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Kolby, and it's summertime. How's your summer going so far?
It's been hot on Oahu, so
Really?
I'm sure Waimea's cool, but like you can definitely feel it. It's warm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot one for sure. I feel
And,
bad
and it's
for
just the
our
beginning too, which is
I
crazy.
know. I feel bad for our mainland friends. I saw some of my friends like in Vegas. It's already like
Oh
hitting
yeah.
100. So bracing for the heat for sure.
Are
How's
the girls out of school?
the girls are out of school? Yeah, they're out of school. We're trying
Nice.
to have a mellow summer this summer, like
Okay.
just kind of be at home more, but it's not really a mellow summer.
So
We're
all the
doing
activities.
volleyball and clinics and all the
Uh-huh.
stuff. So, but yeah, we're gonna have fun. I always look forward to summers when we don't have to like wake up super early and rush out of the house.
That's
Um,
exciting.
yeah, good times. How's the bar? How's Valor?
It's been great. So June 6th, I mean, a little over a month now since we've been open. And it's been great, just like phase one in May was just kind of launching the bar program and, spreading that awareness. We're still trying to spread awareness. Phase two now is live music, which is exciting. We are working on some exciting things, excited to announce. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a learning curve. We're all learning a lot of different things, but it's been nice to see it just operate. It's been fun. You
The
gotta check it out.
drinks look so good. I just saw like somebody posted, was it like a Japanese Paloma?
Yeah, yeah. So a little play on Paloma, but yeah, the Chris is awesome on creating like the drinks and whatnot. It's a good balance between, like nothing too crazy, a little bit of people's favorites, and then just like kind of like doing that stuff to go viral. I don't know. Some pretty
The
drinks, pretty but good
espresso
tasting drink.
martini
Light.
tree.
Yeah, light, yeah.
Oh
It's a
my
good
gosh.
it's a good one. It's smaller pours of the espresso martinis, but you get to try all three.
Is it
Um,
three different espressos? Like how is it different?
it's the same espresso, but it's like different flavors. So a
I see.
classic espresso martini, and then Emery's espresso martini. Megan and I like to drink our espresso martinis with vodka. I mean, with tequila. So we have like a tequila liquor in there and
I was gonna say,
whatnot.
is there like breast milk in it?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! And then and then like a coconut halpia one. So I think that's been like the fan
Ooh,
favorite.
nice. Well, I can't wait
Hmm.
to check it out. I've been trying to get there.
We just gotta go do some market research, and test some drinks and
Yeah, we got to do it.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so today we have a new episode and we have a bunch of new episodes coming up. So
Mm-hmm.
we're excited. It's been a really fun year. We've had some really great guests on. We had a lot of great feedback from the Brenton Awa episode. So if you haven't listened to that one, make sure to tune into that. I like that we're just getting a bunch of different kinds of community leaders, creators, entrepreneurs. And we're stoked whenever we get to talk story with them.
Yeah, someone was just asking me recently about like, oh, like you guys must be, like you guys are so busy, but you guys must be doing the podcast because, like your sponsorships or like everybody's paying you. I'm like, we actually don't make any money, but we
Yeah.
just like, like the value and the way we feel after just sitting down and talking to our guests and like just like connecting and like
Mhm.
sharing their story, just hearing it like firsthand and like it's just crazy. It feels so good.
I know. And it's hard to give it up. It's been like 2.5 years of doing this. And so, even when times get busy and we're like, oh man, it's hard to get these things scheduled, it's really hard to think that we would give something so good up. So we're just continuing to do it. Thank you guys for
Hmm.
your support and your kind words and sharing it. It really does mean a lot. I meet people in the community that say like such nice things about it, and I'm always like, wow, people are listening. Like that's cool. I like that it's just making its way through even past Hawaii, which is really awesome. So yeah,
Yep,
thank you
yep.
guys. um Today we have a really cool guest, JT Ojerio. She's a self-taught artist that was born and raised on Oahu. You can find her work everywhere. You've probably seen
Even
it.
in Kobe's living room somewhere.
Yes, actually, right there. That
Yeah.
first. She's widely known in Hawaii and around the world as Alohoti Mele. She has that iconic lei art. She has a mural. She has merch. She has a very unique journey to becoming an artist that was really interesting to hear about. And she has some super exciting things coming up that she shares a little bit about on this episode. So enjoy.
And I know she like is known for her lays and stuff, but she showed us this like remember her
Yeah.
art of like that
Yeah.
one thing. And we were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa, that looks so good. It looks so real. And she was pretty stoked on
Yeah.
it. And I was like, you know what? You should just like make that a collection and people will buy it.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy this episode.
JT, thank you for being on this podcast with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're very excited. I just have to say that one of my first prints I ever bought for my new house was yours. So I have like several of your pieces in my house.
Oh, thank you.
So this morning I was like telling the girls, my daughters, I was like, I'm gonna interview JT. She made these. And they're like, so cool.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I love it when kids are like, oh, that's so pretty, because they're not always nice. Like,
They're like
They
the
will
honest
tell
critics,
it
yeah.
like it is.
yeah, it's like, damn, tell me. Like, oh no, that doesn't look like her. What's wrong with her nose? And I'm like, it's not done yet.
Like I'm still working on it.
Erase.
Literally, kids at like when I do live drawings at fairs, they're like, it's like, what is that under her nose? And I was like, it's a shadow. It's not blended.
I'm still working on it. Relax. Yeah.
Brutal.
They are, and their
Man.
parents are just like terrified in the corner, like, oh my god, I'm
Like,
so
what?
sorry.
Well, even like middle school kids, like I see middle school kids and I'm like terrified of them. I'm like, I don't know, stay away from me.
No,
Don't
even now,
criticize
it's like,
me.
like when I go in, I mean, I'm trying to do like more public speaking and like teaching kids, and it's like high schoolers not too bad, but like middle school, I'm
Yeah,
just like, oh, dude,
they
I'm,
give
like,
me
scared.
anxiety.
Yeah.
No, I got
I know.
bullied like in elementary school, and then middle school not as much because I ended up going to private school.
Uh-huh.
But I
Yeah.
definitely got bullied, and I was,
Kids are so mean.
they're brutal.
No, but it's
They're
like now
so-
as an adult going to these things, like speaking to them, you're like,
Yeah.
what are they gonna think of this presentation? Or yeah, like that's what we're like.
Yeah, no, they are scary.
They're
Yeah,
brutal. But
yeah.
anyways.
High school, at least they are a little bit more interested and like they know what they like. So if they're coming to a filmmaking class, they'll like be into it. But yeah, like the middle school or younger, they're like,
Elementary, they're still nice. I think
Yeah.
middle school is like
Yeah.
they're exploring. Right? They're like, you know, let's rip this person apart.
yeah. And then
But-
they're like, they want to be tough. So they're like, I'm going to make fun of that guy.
Yeah, I got thrown into a Girl Scouts like cookie university, and
Oh, no.
there was like almost like 1,000 girls there, and they each came in, and they're all high schoolers. And I think if you get this if you're teaching kids, like they just look at you just like dead face, like
Why are we here?
yeah, and like they're just like stop paying attention. I'm like, I'm not done. They're like, why did you paint the mural like that? Why can't you just paint it like on the window? And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like the chaperone in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, kid.
Wait till this is done. No.
Just go cry in the corner.
Oh my gosh.
So,
okay.
Rewinding a little bit.
Sorry.
You're from here, born and raised here.
Yeah, Oahu.
Yeah. And then tell us about your upbringing. Like, you know, I think I read somewhere that you weren't into art.
No.
Yeah, you're like
not at
sports,
all.
right?
It
yeah. So yeah,
sounds
tell us about
fake.
your upbringing.
So I'm an only child. It shows sometimes. But so my mom's from Kona on the Big Island, and my dad's from not Waipahu. Whoops, Waianae.
Whoa.
Close.
Oh, you're gonna be upset.
I know, right?
That's not West Side.
I know, no. I like spent like the first 6 years of my life in Waipahu, and then Pearl City, and then I ended up going to Punahou in 6th grade. And I did
Going from Waipahu to Punahou.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a cool transition.
It was really different. Like I don't do homework, so I like
You do your homework at school?
no, I just don't do homework.
Oh.
It's really bad. I don't practice.
She was trying to give you like benefit of the doubt. Like,
Thank you.
homework.
Yeah,
She
my
gets it
daughters
done.
do that too. They do it during recess.
But
no.
like I know, right? No, but when I was in public school, they would just be like, "Oh, she's not doing her homework." But like Punahou, they'd be like, hey, have you done this? Have you done this? They like actually like follow after me. They want me to do well. I'm not all teachers are obviously like that. Like public school, they probably do that too. But I
It's
was
like, how
able to
can we
like,
help? Yeah.
yeah, I was able to like fly under the radar. So that was the difference going from like public to private school. Like I could not get away with not doing homework. It was, actually that's a lie. I still got away without doing all my homework. But yeah, I did football for a season. And I did
So
wrestling and
you
judo.
played football
Yeah.
at Punahou?
Yeah, I was on the intermediate team before everybody hit puberty. And
No, but still, like, did you grow up playing sports like before Punahou?
kind of. My parents put me in soccer. I was very active. My cousins are all very active. I was kind of a rough and tumble kid. I used to bite people, apparently. I think I grew out of that, like, around 7.
Still bites people.
I know.
And then are like, scoot away.
Just to bite you right now.
Okay, and then so 6th grade, Punahou, and
Yeah.
then you started getting to sports. You played football. What made you pick football?
I
Yeah,
wanted to prove a point,
Okay.
honestly.
That kind of just shows who you are.
Did somebody dare you?
Well, I would get really jealous. Here we go. Okay, I would get really jealous because I wanted to play all like the sports like guys played and stuff. And then when I did wrestling, I was like, okay, all the football players get like the pizza dinners put together by the parents, and then like they get all the attention, they get all this stuff. I'm like, it's not that hard. So, which it is. And then so I played it in intermediate before everybody got like really big, and I was a defensive end. And
Were
it
you
was
the
fun.
only girl on the team?
Yeah, I was. It was actually really, really, really uncomfortable. Like those pads are like I kept ripping the pants, I guess, because like even though I was still like a young girl, I had hips, and the pants aren't made
They're
for
not
hips.
made,
Yeah, no. So I kept ripping it, and then I kept like ripping my nails, I guess. Like not just breaking it, like ripping them. Yeah. So I started wearing gloves, and then my hair would stick out the back, and if I put it in a bun, it would like push my helmet forward.
Yeah.
So I just had to do like the Troy Polamalu thing. So it was
From
like
the side.
very obvious that I was a girl. But it was fun. It was cool.
That's a cool thing to be able to say. Like,
Yeah.
I played football with the boys,
Yeah.
like on
Yeah.
a boys team.
Yeah, it was different just being in the pads and everything because I'm so used to like the free flowing like wrestling. You try to wear like the tightest clothes possible so like fingers don't get stuck in it and stuff. So it was fun. It was interesting. It was my only team sport that I played.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Were the guys nice to you at least?
There was like a huge difference. So it's either the guys who were like scared to touch me because they don't want like, oh my god, it's a girl. They wouldn't really hit me, and the others were just like, whoa, like
don't
like
care.
launch me in the air. Yeah.
What did you learn from that experience?
How to have a really good stink eye so I wouldn't yell across the field and they would hear my voice. I'd be like,
That's so cool. So my daughter is going into 6th grade, and she's at the stage where like if her friends aren't doing it, she's not gonna do it. So like, what made you want to do something that like one, your friends probably aren't doing it, but then there are also no other girls doing it.
What did your
Yeah.
parents say? Like, what did like? How did you even like? Just one day you came back home and you're just like, I want to.
I want the pizza party.
I know, right? I don't remember what they said.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't listen to them.
And you weren't afraid at all? Like, you weren't afraid to do it?
I was a little scared just because I didn't want to look stupid and be like, oh, this is what happens when a girl plays football. And it was fun to like to hit people.
Bite people.
I know, right? I know. No, they gave me. They made sure I had a bar over my mouth for that one. No.
And the mouth guard.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that was all new stuff. But you know, by the time like guys started hitting like sophomores, like if they took me out, they would really hurt me.
Yeah.
Like when they get big. I mean, Manti Tail was my year,
Are you serious?
but they bumped him up to JV already when he
Yeah,
was a
right.
freshman,
Yeah.
and then. So, but like, if you imagine Manti like tackling me, then he would do some damage. So, yeah, it was
so
fun.
you're classmates with him?
Yeah, him and then Elima McFarlane.
Okay.
Yeah. So her and I were like wrestling co-captains. We hated each other for like the
funny.
longest time. And then we were both made wrestling captains. And our coach literally sat us down right before we became seniors. Just like, if you don't get along, you're not going to be captains together. And so Elima and I just kind of sucked it up. And now we're homies.
Nice.
So
Aw.
yeah.
Nice.
I love that.
But she definitely, like, she blew out her knee a few times, and so she had this massive brace on, and she used to, like, I swear she used to purposefully, like, get me in, like, the corner of my eye with the metal part. But then I used to, like, snap her down because I knew that she couldn't bend her knees, so I would just snap her face down. I sound so violent in this whole
You guys
podcast.
didn't get along.
I know.
So,
We're the same weight, too, so we're always, like, going for the same weight class.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Just competitive. So how did you get into
Friendly
wrestling then?
competition.
So after football, you got into wrestling.
I actually did wrestling from 6th grade
Oh,
on.
okay.
Football, I did it in high school, just like as a freshman on the intermediate team. And I started judo because it went along with wrestling
Yep,
in
yep.
high school. Yeah, my cousins did it. I had a little bit of pent up anger, I guess. 'Cause
Tell us more.
I know. So, like, the running joke is like, so my last name is Ojerio, and then I had really hairy arms growing up, and so Ojerio, like,
Yeah.
as we were saying, kids are brutal.
Yeah.
So I kind of had a little bit of, I guess, pent up like anxiety, and wrestling seemed cool. My cousins were already wrestling, like in Waianae and stuff, and I wanted to be like them. And so, yeah. And then it was fun. I ended up being kind of good at it, except for this one girl that would beat me up, Yulima. But it was really fun. I liked it. Wrestlers are weird. I'm weird. It was
But it
cool.
I mean, we were just talking about this.
That's
Renton was
great.
a wrestler too, and it's
Oh,
just like
yeah.
it's a mental sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned a lot of mental tenacity, and it shaped a lot of who I am, wrestling for so long. And
What
our
are some
coach-
elements like that? Like, sorry to cut you off, but
No,
like
no,
what your
no.
coach would teach you or whatever. Like, what are some things that you took away from that time?
So I had an amazing coach, Matt Oni, and then Jimmy Takasuka, who was my assistant coach as well. He was very hyper aware of the fact that we were Punahou. We had a lot of resources, and he made sure that we stayed humble. Like, don't put the number one up in the air. Like, you just won. We had to wear our sweats onto the podium when we won because kids could change into like their really nice clothing. They're like, no, you're gonna look like you're part of the team. You're gonna stay humble, always cleaning up. So that was like a really, I think that really stuck out.
That's awesome.
To just stay humble and really appreciative of what we have. And then one thing that I still use to this day, and in order to make me believe that I was gonna win, is that like, I've worked hard. I deserve this. So like, I deserve to do well in this match. I putting all this work in, just like a lot of mental toughness too. Because when you lose, like, you can't blame like so and so. It was like you lost because you lost or something. So that was really good. And then just making it through some practices were pretty brutal too. I don't know how I did that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like it's like weight cuts and everything and whatnot
Yeah.
too, right? So it's like
I love that part about just like owning that you deserve to be here.
Yeah.
You deserve to win, and then giving yourself the permission to step into that. That's
Yeah.
like such a great life lesson, especially for a girl.
Yeah. And I really appreciate that he made sure that the girls, so when we were captains, like, we weren't just captains of the girls team. Like, the boys had to listen to us too. And vice
Nice.
versa. And when they didn't listen to us, oh my God. But it was really good, really inclusive, really, really, really good upbringing.
I'm trying to imagine you as like a football player and this like mean wrestling captain, because you like present so sweet and so nice. I'm like,
I
wait,
know,
but
I
she's
try.
a badass.
I try to smile
yeah.
when the cameras are on.
So after Punahou, you went on to wrestle.
I wrestled a little bit club wrestling in college, but I kind of got a little burnt out towards the end. I specifically remember I was trying on prom dresses, and I went to go like do something, and I like ripped part of it just because my muscles. But I was like, I don't want to do this. But I ended up going to college in Colorado, and there I did my undergrad in biology and exercise sciences. And then off to Chicago to do grad school in exercise physiology, and then a post-professional certificate in pain medicine. And then in 2019, I moved back here. And sorry, I'm like going over a lot at once.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no.
And then I got a job in Lanai Sensei as a fitness practitioner.
Okay.
A really like bougie wellness retreat.
Yep.
And then COVID hit and I didn't know what to do. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'm drawing.
But in between all of
Yeah.
that, like in between like college and then moving back home, you were on this track to like continue to get into like be in the fitness or like competitive sports, or not as a competitor, but like in the sports world, right?
Yeah, as an exercise physiologist and really working with either like injured athletes or special populations like stroke survivors, amputees, paraplegics.
Wow.
And it's actually really, really rewarding to do that. And it's actually fun to program for it instead of like just, do this much like caloric burn and XYZ and there you go, you're skinny, which is fine. Like I do that myself. But it was a lot funner to be like, okay, we have to somehow alter this so that, you're able to do a pull-up without having your knees lock under you because you don't have any use of your legs. So I have to be there to like chop your knees out from under you every time you come up and down. So that was like one of my clients. So just no art, no nothing. I wasn't artsy, zero, literally zero. I used to sit in front of the Christmas tree and rearrange presents every time we got a new present.
That was like the most artsy
that's
thing.
I mean, I guess
So Christmas tree present design.
Yeah, I love wrapping presents.
Yeah,
if you need presents wrapped this year,
I want to remember this.
That's an art. Yeah.
I like go on Pinterest and I look at all different ways to like the like multiple fold and everything.
Like next level folding.
Yeah.
Multiple fold.
You know what I'm gonna be doing when I go to Japan? They wrap
yeah.
so well. Yeah, and
They're so
good.
precise. They're like just exactly the same every time.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
And
So
fast.
2019, you came back home,
Yes.
and then COVID happened and
What
whatnot.
brought
and
you back home?
So
Just missing home.
So I was in Chicago from 2014 to 2019, and I don't know how deep you want to go into this. So the key events were I was doing grad school there and I was training part time, and in 2016 I got 2 surgeries. One, I had a hip surgery.
A hip surgery.
I had
Did you get
reconstructive
injured
hip.
wrestling or
I think it's just life. I also
yeah.
have the same thing on my shoulder. So it's like a ball and socket joint. They both are ball and socket joints. And then the issue is that there's like a little bit of a lip overhanging, and it
It's
like
kind of wore it out.
runs into it. Yeah.
Oh.
And then so the labrum that like kind of makes a nice coating there so it doesn't grind tore off. And then I had like a little bit of like just impingement as well.
Uh-huh.
That sounds painful.
So you had
A little,
surgery on your
yeah.
hip and your shoulder for
Yeah.
the same issue.
So my shoulder was back in 2012. That I actually tore throwing a javelin. I'm throwing.
What?
I'm sorry.
For the sport, I hope, and not at someone. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, I was bored, so I decided to try track and field in college. And it was,
You are so funny.
Just throwing yourself at all these
I was-
things.
Yeah, in college, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
a track and field.
they needed
athlete.
like stronger girls, and I was like, okay, cool.
I'm in.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a javelin. You know how cool you feel walking
Yeah.
across the field with a spear, a metal spear.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it was just like one throw, and I just feel like, and then so I ended up tearing that, and then yeah, so in 2016, at the end of 2016, I had hip surgery. And they like reformed my femoral head. They put some anchors in and everything. And it honestly never, ever felt better. It still hurts now.
No.
Yeah, that's whatever. So what happens is when they do, a little like
Yeah,
gruesome. In order to get in there, they literally have to pull your leg out of its socket.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like dislocating your leg, but when they put it together, they over tighten the capsule so that you don't, like if you dislocate something normally, it can dislocate super
Again,
easily.
Yeah.
So they over tighten it. So
Just
it
so it
kind
doesn't
of
happen again.
Yeah, but it also shifts your hips a little bit. And so I have like a little bit of lower body impingement on the back. And if I'm not careful, if I do like golf, if I do like a hardcore golf swing, like my
Like a
hips can be like,
twist. Oh
yeah.
man.
So I hate golf, so it's fine.
But also like
I would say.
pickleball
Yeah,
or
and
Every
tennis.
hip rotation. Any hip rotation.
Yeah. If I sleep wrong, if the dog's in the way, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Is there any way to correct it?
I've been doing Pilates, and it's been helping a lot of just working on all like the inner rotators and all that
Yeah.
jazz.
It's kind of cool
Just-
because it's like you kind of went to school for that, right? Like
Yeah.
the pain management, like, and then like the exercise physiology.
Yeah.
So you kind of understand all of that. And you're creating a program for yourself.
Trying to. It's
Yeah.
kind of like trying to create a program for my husband. He doesn't listen to me anymore. So while I was training in Chicago, I met this really hot Brazilian kid who I ended up training, and now we're married.
So Chicago worked out.
Yeah. That's why I moved back. I found one. I'm just kidding. No. But so yeah, and then it just never really went away. And then when I was recovering from the hip surgery, because in like early 2017, I was really bored, and I was like, I'm just gonna draw. Like, people were giving me coloring books. I wanted things for my apartment because I was stuck in there, so I was like drawing these things that I saw and like printing it out at Target across the street, and yeah, and then that's kind of how like the drawing started. I never really did it hardcore until eventually when I came home and I showed people, and they were like, dude, why aren't you like selling these? I'm like, I don't know, that's not me. And then so in 2019, kind of like the whole culmination of it was crazy. So the week before COVID hit, I got engaged. I turned 29. I got fired, and then I got married, and then COVID hit. And
That all happened in the same year.
like literally
Yeah,
like
back to
Sunday,
back.
Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's all these life
Yeah,
changes,
it was. And but amongst that time, like some of my now former coworkers were like, you should sell your art at Lena Art Center, or you should post it or something. And so yeah, that's just when I was like, okay, fine, I'll do this. And then it was nice. We were stuck on a private island, and we couldn't get kicked out of our housing. So I was like, I'm just gonna
You're
draw.
staying at the Four Seasons?
Not anymore. They had housing for us in the night. But I did stay for the first 3 months up there.
3 months.
Yeah.
Of COVID.
Not too shabby.
Oh, not COVID. Of like when I was first up
Oh,
there.
when you first-
at like a 5-star
yeah,
hotel.
yeah.
It's
Sense
fun in the
beautiful.
beginning. Oh,
It's
my
beautiful.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Very relaxing.
No wonder everyone's so nice there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And then actually a really great place to see shooting stars.
Yep.
Fun fact, if you ever go up there, I
It's
saw so
beautiful,
many. Yeah. It was amazing.
been?
I've never been to Sensei. I've been to the other Four Seasons on the island. But
Manele.
Sense is different.
Manele. Yeah, I want to go.
It's
I
very
always just have my
relaxing.
kids and they're like,
It's
nope.
no kids.
Yeah, no
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
So
But
you were drawing during your time there, right?
A little bit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of got in trouble a few times for drawing and not writing out workouts.
Oh,
Sorry.
Not doing your homework again.
Maybe that's why
life
I
work.
got fired.
it all worked out.
Yeah. But I think the main kind of deterrent was I was getting really, really sick when I was. So I'm sorry, I'm going like back and
No,
forth,
no,
back
no.
and
No,
forth.
it's fine.
Yeah.
That's usually how these conversations go. They just jump around.
So when I was in Chicago, the same year that I got hip surgery, I also got breast augmentation. So I got fake boobs put in. And it was fun for like the first few months and everything. But then I started getting like a lot of autoimmune symptoms. So like my left arm started going numb. Like you could poke with a needle, I wouldn't feel it. My hair
Whoa.
stopped
that's
growing.
crazy.
Like I had like a really, really bad tremor. And you know, like the butterfly rash that lupus gets, like my tests were like really high, but they couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was because usually you have to hit like maybe like 4 or 5 out of a set of 12 symptoms. And I would hit like 3 or
2 or 3.
yeah, of like multiple things.
So they couldn't tell you what was wrong.
No, but it was definitely like chronic immune response. Like I started dislocating things really easily. I started breaking like my ankle, which I had never broken any bones before.
gosh.
Super fragile.
Like
then at
ribs
that
and all.
point.
Yeah. And so you can't be handing somebody like a 40K kettlebell when you don't know if it's gonna like fall out of your hand. And I was just tired. It was painful to work out, and then like it was just I would never sleep through the night. And so finally, when I did get fired, and I was like, I got the government subsidized unemployment. I used that money to get them taken out, and literally it was like night and day.
Really?
Like my face looked way better, and I went in not thinking that anything was gonna change.
Yeah.
But I could stay awake. I was on Adderall for like a really long time.
Just to stay awake.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I stopped taking it for the surgery because they told me to stop, and I haven't taken it since.
That's crazy.
and just so different. Yeah, and it's like I got feeling back in my arms. Like I stopped getting daily migraines. There's like a bunch of things that changed. So that was
and so your body was just trying to like was just rejecting it.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends and cousins who do have implants and they're
Yeah.
fine, but for me it was
Everybody reacts differently.
Yeah.
yeah, just and they weren't leaking or anything. They were
Yeah.
just there.
Did you
That's so
did
crazy.
you choose to remove them because you felt like that was affecting you? Or you're just like, I'm gonna remove them, and then it ended up being the solution.
I was desperate
Uh-huh.
for anything. And
Yeah.
like I kind of went in thinking, well, you know, if this doesn't work, then I'm just going to have, because I'm not going to lie, they don't look good when you take out something that's been in there for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have to deal with it. And then like, maybe I'll still be sick. This is just the person who I am.
Yeah.
And then it worked. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And
Nice.
yeah.
That's nuts. Wow.
So
I've
that's the
not
main
met
reason why.
anybody
Yeah.
that had that experience.
It's that's the main reason why I stopped doing a lot of physical training because it hurt so much, and
You
I
physically couldn't do it.
yeah
That's
I couldn't.
crazy, yeah.
And so I was like, thank God I could draw.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that's the culmination of that, and yeah, I leave that part out in like all the short story like interviews.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like people don't see that part, right?
Yeah.
It's like they don't understand like why you got into this new passion or whatever, and
And that was like the only thing that you could like
That
one of
you
the
could
only
do.
things that you could
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
man.
seriously, thank goodness I could draw. Like honestly, and so
so
I just got pushed into it pretty much.
what were some of like the first inspirations you had like when drawing? Like what were you drawing to start out?
I kind of gravitated towards drawing women with flowers, so wahine with like lepo'o and all that. Just naturally, that's just what I gravitated towards. I've dabbled in a few other things. I drew like a whale tail. I'm trying to think what else I drew. I can draw really well is wood.
Wood?
I'm so proud of myself.
Like
Just
what? Like this is like a
Like
plank.
Yeah, no, I literally drew a plank of wood. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting embarrassed now. I'm so proud of it.
2x4 piece
I
of
will
wood.
show you it after this. I was so proud of my piece of wood.
Send us a photo. We'll just put it right here. This is
Yes,
a piece of wood.
yes.
New
Hey,
logo.
but I mean, I
If you
can
know,
see.
you know.
I can see it's difficult. You know, because it's like
The grain.
Not for me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yes. I'm
just
sorry.
She found her niche.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start drawing lumber, a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
line.
A whole line. Hey, shoot, there's a demographic for it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There is a demographic for that.
Right there.
Somebody's
yeah.
gonna need a logo of that.
Well, people they sell those like slabs of like mahogany that people like to stick on their walls
Oh,
at
yep,
like
yep.
Pottery Barn.
True,
And that's
yeah.
kind of why I drew it. I was like, I'm gonna try to draw a piece of wood. It's like way cheaper, not as heavy, and then I drew a piece of wood. So that's
Damn,
kind
that was a good piece of wood.
A damn good piece of wood. I'm proud of that.
I need to sell that wood picture. I really do. But like, yeah, just a lot of flowers. I really like drawing faces.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's the funnest thing to draw. It's
That seems like that would be the hardest thing to draw.
Not for her, she said.
No.
I'm just kidding. But
I didn't think
what like what pulls you towards that, especially like wahine? Like
Yeah.
what like why?
I think it's just kind of what I wanted to be like growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never dressed up nicely. I was always like super jockish and everything, and I always thought it was so cool seeing one Mary Monarch, like just like the image of like especially the Awana of with just the beautiful in the May Day parade when they have those beautiful like intricate crowns and everything.
Yeah.
That's just so pretty, and I think it's one thing to draw a face, but another to add in those florals. And I notice when I do draw just faces, it's way easier. It's like adding those florals in that bring it to the next level. And again, I want to do things that not everybody can do. There's the competitive nature in me.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I don't have a very nice, eloquent way of describing what I draw. But I just
How would you
What
describe it?
inspired.
yeah. Hawaii inspired. I think I put in my most recent Instagram ad, bold, elegant, simplistic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did some like Chat GPT stuff.
It's clean though, you know, and it's like what
It's yeah.
So I mean, I guess it started out as this is the only thing I can do. It makes you feel good. What I mean, I think you mentioned like someone kind of pushed you to sell this art, right?
Yeah, it's they made me put it. Not made me. told me you should put it in the Lanai Art Center. And to this day, I still don't know if it sold. But hey.
This is 29.
This is in 2019, yeah.
Right before the yeah.
And then I started posting stuff on the internet, by that I mean Instagram, and it kind of started catching on. And then I think one thing I noticed early on was vases don't sell as well as flowers. So I was like, okay, instead of like, painting a whole woman's face, I'm just going to chop it off here and do a bun.
Yeah.
And then that went nuts.
The
like the
titta
titta
bun.
buns.
Yeah, the titta
I
bun.
have the
Yeah,
titta
the
bun.
Really?
bottom of it,
Yeah, I have one of
Yeah.
the titta buns. Yeah, because it's like anybody can imagine themselves in that. Or
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's like that color hair is like my daughter's color hair.
Yeah.
So it could be her.
See, I love
Yeah.
when they come in. They're like, okay, like this is this sister, this sister, this sister. That's like the cutest thing.
You kind of leave it up to their imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I still was just kind of doing it for funsies and whatever. And then the two that really pushed me was one, Foodland asked if they could carry some of my artist greeting cards. And then McKenna Maduli wanted me on her show, and I did a portrait of her for her. And then that's
Did
when
you draw her the Talk Stories?
I did for the first one of the first Hula is Life, and then after that, it another Maui artist does it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But when I got asked to be on that, I was like, okay, people are actually like expecting like artist stuff from me. So
It kind of turned into your identity.
yeah. And
Did you feel at all like, because you were sort of just picked it up and just happened to be great at it, but not like didn't go to school for it, didn't have like all this like technical knowledge about it? Did you have like kind of
yes,
imposter syndrome-ish feelings?
I still do. I still get this feeling of I'm not so much like an artsy soul. I'm just good at drawing, which is I battle. It's a lot. I battle with it a lot because I see people post like, oh, remember like why you love doing this and you love making art, and I'm like, well, this is something I'm really good at, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. I don't know if that's like the right answer. It's for like uplifting for people. I don't.
No, totally.
Yeah.
I
no,
can
but-
totally
yeah.
relate to that because even like in filmmaking, which is like the thing I do, I've never been the person that's like just geeking out on camera stuff or like when the camera things
Yeah.
come out, I'm just like, oh, I'd rather use my old one because I know how to use it.
Yeah.
Or I'd rather not even shoot. But I know this is what I have to do for a living. I like the storytelling part of it and
Yeah.
like, all that stuff. But then I never felt like I was a filmmaker because I never enjoyed the technical parts of it.
But you're
But
making me feel better about myself right
No,
now.
but it's
No, but
relatable.
I think it's very relatable because it's like it's not just you going through it. There's so
Yeah.
many other people out there that are listening or just out in the world and like they're doing something that they're good at or they love, but it's like you still gotta fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And it's like there's always gonna be that imposter syndrome. I feel it every day still too, and it's just like how do you personally get past it?
When I look at my sales.
Hey, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
It's so bad. I'm not like I love drawing. It's fun and I love creating new things. And when I kind of got forced into doing a mural, that's when I was like, oh, I felt really fulfilled and really proud of myself. But at the end of the day, Hawaii is expensive. I want to move out of my parents' house. And so that always brings me back to like, all right, girl, you got to draw some more Pua Kenny. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
want
also
that?
have that one.
Yeah. That one did so well.
I bet. But
Yeah.
now it's everywhere. Because when I
Yeah.
got it, I was like, look at my Pua Kenny print. But now it's like everywhere.
I know. Oh my
Everyone has
God.
it.
That
Yeah.
one is
It's
nuts.
not limited anymore.
I know.
But you will have a one-of-one wood piece if you buy it.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
So, Mommy, why did you buy this?
It's a one-of-one.
Oh my
One of a
God.
kind.
No, but
first.
I mean, at the end of the day, like you gotta do what you gotta do, and it's just like I think what it is like maybe. I mean, personally, this is what I realized. Like same thing, right? Like started out as a filmmaker, doing all these things, but then I started to realize, like yes, I love filmmaking, storytelling, all that, but I love like the business side of things more.
Yeah.
And like figuring all that stuff out. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Maybe
then
that's
you're-
something
And you're able to transform it into like just like a hobby, something that you're good at, into like full on business,
Business, yeah.
and also like offering other things too. Like
Yeah.
hats and pareos and things like that. So yeah, talk about that kind of going from that expansion from like, ooh, this is nice, and now I'm gonna build a brand off of it.
Well, merch is where the money's at. I will say that. It was really easy, and I think it was a lot of right things at the right time during COVID. It was really easy to be an artist and sell my art because everybody was home. Everybody was like, support local. So they all wanted things for their walls. They all wanted to buy Hawaii things. So that was great. And then I started kind of building my brand, and I decided I'm going to rent a studio and hire people. So now there's this new responsibility of like, I do actually have to make money because I have like my studio manager has 2 kids. Like the kids need like
You're responsible
things.
for this person's livelihood. Yeah.
It took me
We talk about that a lot.
really
too.
long time to like stop freaking out that like other people's well-being actually realized, because before it was like, oh, maybe I won't get Starbucks for like a month and
'Cause
it's
it's just
fine.
you, right? Yeah.
But now it's like they need this paycheck, you know, they need this health insurance. So oh my god, I hope you guys can't hear my stomach growling. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Can we get you something?
No,
My
I'm
stomach is
okay.
growling too,
Okay, good.
But I'm like, okay.
I know you
Keep
can. I
it
don't know if you
down
can. Like he's like, sure, her stomach's
Gabe's
totally
like, damn,
growling.
she's hungry.
Right. Yeah. I forgot what I was talking. Health insurance.
Just like being responsible for someone else's well-being.
Oh, and then
now.
the merch. So kind of that was adapting and keeping up, and it's fun. I like seeing. So the way that my merchandise is different though is I don't draw to put stuff on products. It's like if it looks good on a pareo, which is really easy because it's basically like a flat surface. Like I just started trying to make like sweaters and shirts, and
It's not the same.
oh my god, I've spent so much money on samples I hate.
Yeah.
So it's so different because like I can't just like take it and stick it on there. It doesn't always look good. So but yeah, that's how I'm trying to like keep the merch more of like artist merch versus like I don't want to become a clothing designer. There's so much like
There's a lot.
this dress, this kind.
Yeah.
You gotta cut it this. I don't even. If like a button falls off, I wouldn't be able to sew it back on.
Yeah, like the cut and sew part of things.
I have a zip tie. Yeah. And so just staying with the merch, and it's fun. And then I think that opened up a lot of marketing and brand recognition and upcoming collaborations that I'm really excited for.
Yeah. What are some of those?
I know you did an Aloha bag collection collab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is I actually don't like wearing a lot of bright colors, even though that's all I draw.
Yeah.
But I do have one coming up at Iolani Palace that I'm really excited for.
Wow.
Yeah, and it'll be cool. I drew crown flower for them, and it's more for Queen Lili'u, and it's going to be released on the day that Friends of Iolani Palace, the people who run it, on June 7th, was kind of put together to run the palace and everything. And so it's been really exciting working with them. And
Wait, what is it? Is it a print?
so it's 2 different pareos and a hat for now. Yes, that's all. And then possibly a few other things. I just have to draw it. But that's the first of the projects. So
That's exciting.
I'm excited. Yeah.
I've been like so attracted to crown flower lately
Yeah.
too.
It makes beautiful garments
Yeah.
and everything. So yeah, it's not. Is it easy to draw? It depends. The little swirls get me every time I'm drawing them.
It's small. You
Yeah.
have to draw a lot of them. The picture that you have that you did with the crown flower.
Oh yeah. On Maluhia
Yes.
that was epic. Oh my gosh, my cousin made that for me.
Did
The
you?
crown
But
flower
you
look.
like you were the visionary behind that.
Yeah. I
Did you see that?
No.
It was like all crown flower. It looked like a blouse.
like a chess piece. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Honestly, maybe this makes it not as cool. The inspiration behind it was a Kim Kardashian picture where she's just like drenched in Swarovski crystals.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we're gonna do the
The
Hawaiian
Hawaii
version of that.
Yeah,
Love
nice.
it.
And then
It
Malu
looks
is like
so
such a
epic.
beautiful human being. And it was perfect for her.
Nice.
I think Honolulu Mag just did a piece and asking my cousin. She said like thousands of flowers. But it's funny, we had to tie her into that actually
yeah.
because there was no way that was going over her head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So that's exciting, the Iolani Palace. And so people will be able to buy it just like online or something?
Either through them or through me. It's gonna be
Okay.
exclusively between the two of us. Yeah.
Awesome.
How is it like, just going from like, okay, I'm gonna draw, maybe I'll sell my art, okay, I'll sell it, and then now you're like collaborating with like
Iolani
Iolani
Palace.
Palace, like
Wall
these big
collection.
brands and all these things. Like, how has that been for you and like navigating that? And
This has been my only child shows. Like,
explain, tell us more.
like I'll send them a concept and they're like, no, we want this, this, and this. And I'm like, well, this is my art. Like, I want
it's
this.
like- yeah.
Obviously, I don't say that to
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
I say it to my husband. I'm like, no, mine looks better. Why
Look
do
at what
they put
say.
it?
Yeah. No, that's
And-
like the client work. Like
Yeah.
that's like a whole nother part. Like artists don't understand,
Yeah.
dealing with the clients.
And I think I'm pretty. There's like once, like before when I kind of got pushed into something I didn't want to do that I got a little sassy, but I think I'm better now.
Yeah.
I think I am. And we've come to like, we settled on something and you'll see. It sounds so bad. Oh my gosh.
No, but it's like I think it's like that, the integrity part of it too, right? It's your
Yeah.
art.
It's
How do you
two
stay
par-
true
it's
to like
like-
your
It's half like that brain where it's like, yes, it's my art. And then it's like part of you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But then
then
it's
like
also-
the client part where it's like,
They're the
but
ones paying.
This is my
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
True,
Yeah.
true.
So it's like
you
trying
kind
to
of had
figure out that balance.
Yeah, keep that, walking that rough road, where it's like, you
Yeah.
don't want to just totally give up and be like, whatever you want.
Yeah.
It still needs to be yours and that you need to be proud of it. But yeah,
It's
maintaining relationships with them.
Oh, yes. That's important. And the other thing I've noticed is it does kind of push me out of my comfort zone for
Yeah.
drawing. I did a collaboration with Hurley and Carissa Moore,
Nice.
and they wanted me to draw neon flowers, and I was like, this is not me. Because that was the color scheme
that,
for
yeah.
that. And I was like, I don't know if I can bring myself to draw this like neon like plumeria, but I did it, and I was like, okay, cool. Like this is a new color palette that I've never worked with, and I think it kind of showed a little bit. I started playing with color more in my artwork and like doing color backgrounds and stuff because usually I just do white.
Yeah.
So that was like a benefit of me getting pushed out of my comfort zone.
Awesome.
See, and that's
That's a
life,
great
right?
take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
On
great
it.
take on it. It's like, how do you take these opportunities to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and like how do you like make the most of it?
Yeah, without pulling out all my hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
What has been one of the most exciting collaborations so far?
I think so. Carissa Moore and Hurley, the fact that Carissa brought me in and chose me,
What was that? Like she just reached out to you and was like, "Hey."
Do you know her from Punahou?
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. I mean, everybody wanted to know her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we were in high school. But
You were the captain of the wrestling.
Yeah,
team.
everybody
know,
wanted
well-
to know you.
Yeah.
No. They want to. I remember seeing her in the mornings when she would cross train and like practice holding her breath in the pool and stuff. But the fact that she brought me on and like her and I didn't really have a relationship. We went to the same Pilates studio, so I was kind of like, "Hey, girl!" Like I would talk to her sister more than I talked to her. And then when they reached out, they're like, "Hey, Carissa wants you to do her artwork." I was like, "What?" Like, oh my gosh! And then when the Aloha collection kind of came to fruition, that was really fun because I had actually reached out to them when I first started, and they said no. And then now
full
that I'm
circle.
working with them, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!"
Do you remember
Like-
this?
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
Remember this email
I know, right?
Yeah, that's all
I know.
good. That's all good.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. There wasn't much to show when I first tried, but this whole Iolani Palace thing has been kind of crazy because last April, I think we had the honor of unboxing the Queen's quilt in her chamber. You know how she made that quilt for like the 8 months.
Yeah.
So there's no good pictures of it,
Mm-hmm.
or like high resolution scans. So I brought in, because I have my own printing company, but then I also brought in another printing company that does like really, really high resolution scans. Like the camera takes like 6 pictures at
And then
once.
kind of merge them together.
Instead-
Yeah.
And we took the acrylic top off of the Queen's quilt. It
Wow,
was
okay, I like
insane. I don't remember the last time that happened.
Wow.
And they built the rig over it. And just that was kind of like the beginning of like cultivating this relationship with the palace.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like we pulled before, and like nobody knew what to do. We're like, close all the windows, don't sneeze,
Yeah.
don't touch it.
Yeah,
we had to
yeah,
cut
yeah.
down we had to cut down the flashes so that we didn't ruin the quilt and stuff. And it was absolutely insane.
The flashes.
Oh, so when
Like
we
the lighting, and you know, like how in museums they don't allow like flash photography
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, and it might
because
like
we took it
damage
out of the acrylic and all that.
It was like just exposed.
Yeah.
I see.
And so we took the strobe lights down, I think from like 12 to 6 or something. I don't know if that's the number. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, just lower the light. pretty much. Yeah. And then, so you guys were able to do that.
And now Iolani Palace, and it's kind of crazy if you look.
Wow, that moment when you took it out
Yeah.
must have been chicken skin.
I have the video, and literally everybody's standing there because we're like, what do we do now?
What's happening right now? Yeah, yeah.
Like, who's gonna take the lead on this? You know? And
Oh, that wasn't decided.
I know, I know. I don't think because anybody was like, who's going to be responsible? Should we just call like Paula Akana in here and just like tell us what to do and all that? But it was nuts.
So you created like the most recent high resolution
I
document
was
of this piece.
the connection
Yeah,
between
yeah.
like the specialists and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing. And you see so much more detail. It's kind of like when somebody takes off their glasses, you see their true eye color. Yeah, just like that. And there was a silence, and naturally nobody really spoke like at this voice level. They were all kind of like quiet and hushed. We
just felt like the mana, the energy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and just like how lucky we are. It's so funny. So we didn't have a drill to get it out, and I was like, oh, I have one in my truck just because I had one.
Yeah.
Like, I know, and I'm like, I'm never taking this drill out of my truck again.
I might need it.
Be making history.
Yeah.
And like, my dad says, take it out of your truck. I'm like, no, you never know when you're unearthing this priceless. Anyways, but now they can sell prints of it.
Sick.
They can reprint books so that when they do like educational
Yeah,
scholarly
they have like
things,
a good high quality photo of it.
Wow.
and so it's probably like the most epic and meaningful thing I think I've done. And then I've started being able to work with really amazing women who are now like, I feel worthy, I guess, enough to ask them if I can draw them.
I mean,
Awesome.
back to
This is just the beginning.
No, I mean, back to your wrestling coach saying that you are worthy.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
in that
thanks, coach.
moment
Yeah.
now. Oh, that's
Shout out to
so
Coach.
cool.
Yeah.
So, what year did you get this studio and hire your first employee?
2022,
Okay,
I think. Yes.
that's a pretty big milestone in any business.
Yeah, it was kind of, so I was managed by some people when I first started, and it ended very terribly. And I kind of didn't want to lose the momentum that I had growing the brand. And so I was really lucky with the guidance of Mana Up. I was able to figure out how to
Shout out to Melly.
Thanks, Melly. She's my girl. And Brittany.
Yeah.
To get a studio, figure out how to hire staff. And then I had saved up my earnings from the Christmas before, and I had bought the giant
Printer.
the wide format printer with like 12 different types of ink in it. Not types of ink, color ink cartridges. And from there, I print all my prints on there, which is really helpful. But then I also print for other artists like Jasper Wong. We work with Worldwide Walls for a few things.
Nice.
And yeah, Jasper's
We had
he's
Jasper
cool.
on and Kamea on.
Oh my God, I am like such a fangirl of Kamea. It's like, because his art is like, is like what I like to draw.
And,
So
and
Yeah,
was he the one who like asked you to do the mural?
no, that was Jasper.
Oh.
But I originally wanted to do a bun with like a flower, and poor Kamea, he gave me his number, which he
Poor Kamea.
yeah, because I just started texting him. I was like, what do I do? Would I do this? Did I do that? And like, he was very gracious and like patient with me.
Painting a mural is different. Like,
Yeah. But
yeah.
I wanted to do like a bun, and he said in basically like a really, really nice like way, like that's gonna look like poop from far away. Like literally, so like
Yeah, yeah.
rocks.
Mhm.
So he's like,
Yeah,
just do a face. It's easy. I was like, you do a
Yeah, yeah,
face.
yeah.
It's like,
Like-
I mean, whatever. And so he's the one who convinced me to do the silhouette of a face. And this is the first time I've ever painted because I've never used paint before. I was freaking out the whole time. Then like the day before the festival, I asked my friend, I was like, shoot, Kamea said I need to do a face. Can I borrow your face? And
The
take a
day
picture.
before the festival.
Yeah.
Let me take a photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
For powwow.
Yeah.
On a huge.
On like a
Canvas.
big wall. And I'm next to all these like, and it was really cool. I'm next to all these like, there was somebody next to me from Thailand. Wooden Wave was next to me.
Okay. Oh yeah, I did meet
Yeah.
you. We ate a Sato family.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. I was like, why do you look so
That's
familiar?
her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So her
You're right there.
face is
Yes.
she brought the Sato.
Oh,
That's
okay,
her
yes, her.
face. I made her
Oh.
paint her hair.
Oh wow. Nice. Hey, since you're
Yeah.
here, just paint your own hair.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Now I remember. Okay.
Well, only for
It's
like
a
2
blur.
strokes
It's
because
like
she
a
kind of
blur.
messed it
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
But
Dang.
yeah, just smile. You're good.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
So that's why I was like freaking out the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm
it's
like,
connecting with everyone. I think that's like the best thing about like the festival, right? Like you get to kind of work around all these other people.
Yeah.
Especially being for your first mural, you get to kind of like learn and
I was so
see
lucky.
all these different techniques and stuff because everybody on that wall painted differently, different mediums and all that.
Yeah, it was cool. And then my mom actually, she's so funny because it was around Mother's Day last year, I think. She made me take her Punky Aloha prints to the festival and ask Shar
Sure,
to
To sign
sign
it.
them. So I was like walking across the field. I'm like,
All
hey,
with- yeah.
girl, can you sign these for me?
It's for my mom. I promise.
Literally, yeah, and she
You
signed
knew her
them.
before.
Kind
Oh,
of like,
she's so cool.
yeah,
She's
she
so
is. She's a cool human being.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first started, she was very helpful in giving tips and everything and gave me like good tips, not just like, oh yeah, do this. Like, no, she would like write out like a heartfelt paragraph. Yeah, she's
Oh,
cool.
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's like
love
the culture here in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean, and you guys were both doing like Hawaii inspired things with like real looking local faces, you know?
I try, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
Similar
been called her.
vibe.
Yeah. People can relate.
I've
Yeah.
been called her like 4 times though. It's weird. Like
You guys both
with
have
the
the
bun.
tita
Yeah, the bun.
bun.
Yeah,
but
from
her
behind, probably, yeah.
she's definitely like
She's like-
taller and like
She has
her
a bigger
bun,
tita bun.
her bun
she
is
has a
way
bigger
bigger.
bun.
Yeah, her bun's way bigger than
I'm
mine.
comparing buns here, but
they're like you're Aloha. Yeah, Punky. No, sorry. But thanks. Are you an artist? I am, but not that one.
oh, yeah, you guys both do have a Loa in your name. Yeah, that's cool though, because it's like you're forcing yourself to grow, right? With
Yeah.
these like collaborations and projects coming up.
try
Yeah.
to keep the cool stuff.
That's good. That's a lot as an artist because like, you're a business person. Like you're an entrepreneur. So it's like you're running their business. Probably you could just do that and like it'll fill your day.
Yeah.
And then by the time you go back to your art, like this is something that we've talked about before too. It's like you have all these like emails and like phone calls and Zooms and all this stuff. And then you need to go and like edit and like do the art part.
Yeah.
But, and that's so hard. Like it's like switching on a different brain, and it's almost most of the times I'm just like, tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, you have to
You
figure
like,
out how to make
really
it work. Yeah.
carve out the time to like switch between the two.
And it's
because-
like I can't draw flowers and I'm pissed. Like,
yeah,
like I'm mad at this
You need to be-
manufacturer.
Maybe you should try to see how the flowers come.
I know, right? I'm really lucky. I have a studio manager, and so
Nice,
she
yeah.
deals with all
Yes.
the emails. But for, however many emails she gets, I get Instagram messages. And I think honestly, the hardest part, and I feel like I shouldn't complain because this is how my business has gotten so big, is like people are really mean on social media. And like
you've experienced that.
and they get aggressive and they come after you. Just
That's
they
crazy.
won't like hang, and they just want to
What?
like.
But you're so sweet.
No. Oh, thanks.
Show me your shoulders.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I've been told I look really, really intimidating, which makes a lot of sense. I do have a RBF.
No, but I guess how do you deal with like that hate or like comments? Because you can't please everyone.
Is it
especially on social
like
media.
other designers or like coming after your like they're like saying it looks similar to their stuff or that kind of thing? What would they pick at?
I've been accused of copying something, which was unfortunate because it was a product that a lot of people were making, and I started making it, and then this other person started coming after me, and it's just this whole story. But I mean, obviously, I don't get it as bad as some people, like influencers who get actual personal attacks on like, oh, why are you wearing that, girl, or something like that. But it's just
It still affects, it's
yeah. And when people are like, you should be ashamed. You should be doing more native plants. As a Kanaka, like you need to
Oh,
do. And I'm just
like that topic.
and
Oh.
I
jeez.
get really because but like if I do it and I do it wrong, then and so
You
I
can't
get
please everyone.
yeah, I'm very cautious because I don't want to do it wrong.
Yeah.
I would rather not do it than do it wrong.
Right.
And or like, why don't your girls smile or just like I'm like
All
because
those
I don't
things.
like drawing teeth. I'm like plain
Draw
and simple.
teeth. Yeah,
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 I just
yeah.
don't like drawing teeth. And just like, oh, you should have taken her earrings out of that, which it really isn't. It's just small things. And,
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's like all
Still.
those people exist out there too,
yeah.
right?
And then there's people who are like start like instead of like emailing, obviously angry customers will come on Instagram. It's just like small things, but they do eventually build up when they happen a lot.
For sure.
Yeah. And then there's been a few instances where I've come across somebody. I'm like, hey, girl, you obviously traced that of mine. Could you please like not sell it?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
and
yeah.
and then luckily I've been able to resolve a lot of things like behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but I feel bad because I have artist friends where like actually this is terrible. Last night I was talking to I was on just like Alibaba.com and I was just like I like to see like
Oh, and
what
you-
products are trending, and I saw this bag come up with like this lay design and it's my friend who drew it, and I was like, so I texted her, I was like, hey, are you doing like clear cosmetic bags by any chance? She's like, no, why? And I sent her the link and she's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's crazy.
and she can't really do anything because it's a Chinese manufacturer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I feel really bad for friends. And then it's such a small island, and just dealing with like, oh, they copied me, or like I'm seeing just like in multiple aspects, whether it be like video, photo, lay, painting, everything. I'm like, oh, there's some coconut tea over here.
Yeah, no, I've seen a little bit like from the outside, like watching some stuff happen play out on
Yeah.
Instagram. But that's so hard because like how do you protect yourself when it comes to that?
I copyright all my bestsellers,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, unfortunately, and that's why I freaked out when I sent it to my friend, her lay design, because
Mm-hmm.
I started going through this manufacturer's site. I'm like, oh my God, is my lay design on this? And I
Mm-hmm.
actually saw another person who
wow.
does prints for like fabric and stuff, and it's on like a lot of notable designers here.
Mm.
I saw her stuff on a bag, and I was like, yo, like I have to send this to her now.
That's crazy.
And I feel kind of bad because I'm like texting them at like 11 p.m. I'm like, yo, look what I just
I'm
saw.
sure they
I'm so
appreciate
sorry.
it,
Yeah,
though.
but when you wake up, the first thing you see is like a Chinese manufacturer like ripping off your stuff.
Have you heard of anybody actually trying to like sue them and like be successful? People who
Overseas, not really.
No.
It doesn't, and especially unless you do have like an international copyright patent thing, which I don't even know. I only have copyrights here in the U.S. So, but there's other ways to go around it too. Like I've even heard that like if you draw a flower that somebody took a picture of, that photographer can't really. A lot of people are like, well, it's a photo and you drew it, so it can't. But they can come at you for the lighting. That you use the
Oh.
lighting on there, and that's what like you copied. So I hear both, like you can't
Yeah,
do
yeah.
anything versus there's like really no magic number apparently of like percentage wise that it can look the same. The person who made me feel better is Jasper Wong. He's like, oh, I get copied all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how do you deal with it? And he's like, it's going to happen. And you just have to like not let it yourself like get all beat up about it. And I'm like,
Just kind of do your thing and do something different.
yeah. And so it's taken a while. My husband still gets an earful every time like I see something, and he hates seeing the drama. I'm like, oh my God, did you see this, and this? And
Yeah.
then he's like, oh God.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but like there is a lot of talent in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And there's enough space for everybody, I think. But it's
That's
sensitive.
relatable to a lot of industries, I feel like, or especially in the creative industry. Like, we do weddings too, and it's like being like, oh, they're copying. But I'm like, a lot of it, it's just like you just do a good job running your business and being a solid business
Yeah.
and like taking care of your people and doing it the right way. And then I feel like they're just going to fall away. Like
Yeah.
those people who are copying, because you can't.
Yeah, because
It's
you're,
hard.
I mean, kind of everything that we talk about in other episodes, like being authentic to yourself, right? And
Yeah.
like very intentional with what you do. Like if you just keep doing you, then, you know.
Yeah, or else you're going to be chasing the carrot the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you
Versus-
can never
yeah.
get ahead if you're just
Yeah.
chasing.
Yeah.
Versus
So-
someone that's copying, they don't really have the true intentions. They're going to, like you said, like fizzle out
Yeah.
and whatnot. So it's like, just keep doing you and
But I
continuing
know
to
how
grow.
frustrating that
Yeah,
could
that's
be.
very
Yeah.
frustrating.
I've learned to check myself with is when I first started, a lot of photographers were fine with me just like, oh, this is really pretty. Can I draw this? Or even if I didn't ask them, I'm like, I'm going to draw this. Like, and they're like, oh, so cool. But now that I've kind of grown a bit and they know I'm making money off of these things, I don't think it's fair me to be like, oh my God, this, like, your photo's so pretty. Can I draw it? And then I'm going to make tons of money off of drawing an image that you made. So I've started kind of putting together my own photo shoots. And granted, that is more expensive, but it is a safer way of me being like, okay, I can draw this, her face. She knows I'm drawing it. The photographer knew that we were taking these photos for this use.
Yeah.
And also, and understandably, I have to be really careful with lay artists too, because with lay artists, usually the lay, it's like a one-time like income thing for them. But then it's kind of rude if I take it and I draw and I make like tens of thousands of dollars off of their image, don't give them any credit, like didn't ask them before.
Yeah.
So
That's smart.
yeah. It's and I think that's what's maybe slowed down my work a little bit is I've been treading a little bit more careful.
Yeah.
But that's
But
the
also,
safest way to do it.
That's the right way to approach it. I feel like you're bringing everybody along with you too.
Yeah.
It's like we're all gonna benefit from this.
Yeah.
And we're all gonna rise, and everybody's gonna get credit for it. And I love that. And I think people who are buying it, the right customers, will appreciate that too.
Yeah, and it just makes me sleep better at night.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
That's like the business side of things now.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Trying
Yeah.
to figure all that stuff out.
Anything you have coming up that's besides the Iolani Palace thing that you're excited about?
I actually have my first mural of the year coming up in September. I
Okay.
guess so
Where?
far. Ohana Waikiki East.
Okay, nice.
So they were really gracious to sponsor Worldwide Walls last year. And kind of part of the trade was that we would do a mural for them. And I picked up that ticket. And so that's the one I
Nice.
did, the Eva Bird. That
yeah.
I've never,
Oh, okay. Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw that. I'm working on getting a bigger spot, which is really exciting, and getting like a retail sort of. And
Nice.
making that pretty and selecting the music and painting the walls and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So that's the whole next thing, I guess. The
That's
next big
huge.
thing.
That's just like a part of like another step and towards growth
Yeah.
for your business
Yeah.
and for yourself.
I'm excited.
That's
You
exciting.
should come.
I want to.
There's gonna be an opening party. There's gonna be drinks. There's gonna be music.
Oh, you have the spot already.
It's
Or, like,
gross.
It's gross.
It needs to be painted and
Okay.
torn up. And
What
all
area
that.
is it in?
It's in the same building. So I'm in the old Goldman building, right across Salt Kakako.
Oh, okay.
nice
Yep,
spot.
yep. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. The thing we love about these podcasts too is like we get to talk to, these entrepreneurs or these people
And then
in
follow.
one phase of their lives, right? And they're excited about something, and then we follow up and like we go to their openings or whatever, and it's like,
I
yo,
know.
you made this happen.
Yeah.
It's
I
happening right
know.
now.
You are always invited to the party.
Hey.
Always.
I'm gonna save that.
It's so fun. I know we had Lexi on like earlier last year.
Yeah,
was
she
it?
opened her Ala
and she was
Moana
just like really, or I don't think she was even able to say
Yeah,
like
she was
where it
just
was
like,
gonna
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
She's like, it's coming up in a few months.
Yeah, no,
and then
Lex is blowing up.
Yeah.
she's doing
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
She's killing it.
Yeah.
I just saw her this weekend at the Women's Entrepreneurship Conference, but it was just so cool because I was like, we literally just talked about this on the podcast, and like, look at the store. It's like magic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually here. So
What's your
cool.
timeline for that?
I want to do it by fall so that I can have like lay po'o workshops in there.
Oh,
And
perfect.
Okay, nice.
That's like literally my dream. I want to do lay workshops in there and have like little hollow weavers and do like a
Yes.
creative space and all
Sick.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just in time for the holidays.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the business aspect.
Oh, exciting. Well, keep us posted.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having
so
me.
nice to talk with you.
Thank you for coming
Yeah.
on, sharing your story.
I know.
How can people find your art, buy your art, follow you, send angry DMs?
I know, right?
None of that. None of that.
Just kidding.
Aloha de Mele, at Aloha de Mele. If you have any angry DMs, you can email my studio manager. She gets paid to deal with those at info@alohademele.com. And then my printing side is Studio Hale, and that's definitely growing too into other stuff.
That's gonna be so
Nice.
cool. I
Well,
love that.
We're excited to see what the next steps are in your journey, and I'm sure all the viewers are excited for your shop opening and your new releases.
Yes.
Collaborations. You kind of mentioned it, so stay
Oh,
tuned
I
for
forgot.
that.
I'm doing menswear.
Oh, that's huge. That's a huge thing to just drop at the end and forget
I
about.
forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm
Wait,
doing golf.
what?
I'm doing golf dry fit shirts with like a friend. We're collaborating. It'll come out in July.
Nice.
Are you
I love
serious?
golf. Let's go.
Yeah.
Golf.
We're shooting it in like 3 weeks. Oh my god. Oh, he's gonna kill me. I forgot to say that.
Well, it's a good thing you remembered before
Yeah.
you stopped recording.
Well, talk about it real quick. What is it and
Is it
who you're
gonna-
collaborating with and
So Sugar Caddy is
Oh,
family
Sugar Caddy,
friends.
yes.
Have you heard of them?
Yep.
Yeah. So Ian and them, they're my homies.
Nice.
And we got 2 prints coming out. I really wanted something that guys could wear. So
Sick.
my husband is gonna have to wear it to work. I'm making him wear it to work. But we're gonna do 2 prints: Napaka Kahakai and the Palm Padre print. And in July is when we're gonna release it, and then we're gonna have women's too.
Okay,
And
nice.
it's just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Exciting.
That's fun.
July, and then the new storefront in
Yeah. And
July
whenever. Oh,
ish.
I'm going to Japan in July. Oh,
going to Japan
Oh, that's
in
exciting
July.
too.
Yeah.
Have you been before?
nope.
Ooh. Oh,
You're
I
gonna
love
have to
Japan.
hit him
Japan
up
is like
for,
my
like,
favorite
all the
country.
things. He knows he goes there like every other month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not every other month, but yeah.
Oh my
I love
god.
Japan.
Tell me what to do. Tell me
Yeah.
what my mother's
Tokyo or
to do.
Osaka?
Osaka.
Oh, Osaka's nice.
It's gonna be I
Very
heard-
dense, but a lot of good street food. Lots of good things to do.
okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Are you going there for like the market?
Yeah, the Honky Hawaii Fair,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's gonna be oh my gosh,
it'll be cool.
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun.
so much fun.
I'm gonna come back like
How long
10
are you there
pounds
for?
heavier.
No, it's crazy though.
people-
You do so
yeah.
much walking that
Yeah.
it just cancels out, and the food there is so good.
Calories
and fresh.
don't count in
Yeah,
Japan.
calories don't count. Yeah,
No, they don't. No,
when you're traveling, calories don't count. Don't exist.
that was me in New Zealand a few months ago.
Yeah.
July 7th to July 16th.
Oh, that's a good amount of time.
Fun.
Yeah.
Taking my mother,
fun.
flying her first class
Okay,
for the first time.
okay.
That's her like Christmas, Mother's Day, and birthday present.
We just did that for
And
my
then
mom.
Christmas
my mom
in the
too.
next
Yeah,
year.
we
Oh,
wrote in the
really?
card like Happy Mother's Day, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday. But yeah, that's fun. That's exciting.
I'm excited, nervous, but I'm excited.
Yeah, so you're gonna go there for fun and sell your art and
Yes.
whatnot as well. Oh, that's fun.
New market.
Hit that new
mostly.
market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
I
Hawaii.
love Hawaii stuff.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
So I'm ready.
All right, well, have fun in Japan.
Thank you.
We're
Call us
excited
for
to
the
s-
grand
yeah.
opening.
I will.
Andrew
Yeah.
golfs too, so
Yeah.
He'll
Oh
be
my
a-
God. Yeah,
Let
you
me
do.
know if you need a
a model.
a model.
We
to
kinda-
golf. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no. But yeah, thank you again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you so
thanks.
much.
Don't
Thank you
forget to
guys.
subscribe,
Yes.
like, comment, all the
Yeah.
good stuff. Thank you, everyone.
See you next time.
Aloha.
Aloha.